bro.
Johnny's the hardest intro.
Yes, he
his
is.
intros are very hard.
I get so excited, and then I'm like,
Maybe this is the intro.
Maybe this is the intro.
yeah.
Hello. Welcome. Intro, Johnny, go.
Welcome.
All that just to say welcome. Dude, go.
All right, we're good.
Welcome.
All
All
right.
right, welcome.
All right, guys, we're back out with another podcast. No,
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it.
Let's go.
His
swear.
intros are...
the intros I have are always up in the air. We never know what's gonna happen. But how y'all doing, guys?
Bro, tripping out
bro.
right now.
I'm having a great time. This heat killing me, though. I'm sweating.
Dude, it is so hot.
I can't say that.
I'm sweating hard, too.
Yeah, you're still
And
sweating
I'm
from.
inside, I'm inside the house right now.
That's true. That's
I'm
true.
just kidding.
Especially right now because your truck AC.
Bro, listen,
He has
my
this-
mentality is just only a month and a half, and it starts to get cold again.
Oh my goodness! Come on, Jesus!
wait
You know
up.
those people?
I love the cold, bro.
You know those people that like the heat more than do the cold?
Yeah, they're crazy, bro.
They are crazy.
They
What,
do.
what are you?
Pray for them kind of people, you know what I'm saying?
I would say I'm just the optimist. I can't say either's one or is better or worse the other. Like both of them I enjoy,
He never
and
give
both
us
I
this-
dislike at times.
Indecisive.
Can't ever
Don't know what that.
Make a decision.
Come on,
Which one, Johnny?
bro. It's a nice day. If it's a nice day, doesn't matter if it's hot or cold.
It does matter.
Really does matter. It makes a big
It
difference.
makes a huge difference. Huge.
Are you
I'm cold, bro. I want my
cold?
fingers to feel like they're about to rip me. I see.
Ice.
Same,
now,
bro.
when I'm in the house, though, it's got to be like 68 or below. Like, I want to feel in like freezing levels at nighttime,
Bro.
especially when I'm asleep.
I don't pay the light bill, so my stuff be at 65.
Must be nice.
It be cold, bro. It depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes 68, sometimes 70.
Nah, I gotta keep that thing at
65.
73, bro.
That light bill go up, bro.
73, yeah.
Electricity bill. Jesus.
I knew someone who kept it at 76. And I'm like, no, like, I don't want
You
to
might
hang
as well
out
go
with
outside with that
100%.
temperature.
And they would invite me. It's like, hey, come over to my place. I'm like,
It's them,
no.
it's them Hispanic people.
Them Hispanic.
It really is. It's the old
Bro.
Hispanic people, like my sister. No, she won't listen to this. She keeps that joker at 78, almost 80 degrees.
Couldn't be me,
Dang.
dog. Couldn't be me. I love the cold just because of the environment, bro. It's close to, it's like getting to Thanksgiving, Christmas time.
Yeah.
But it's
Fall
time.
colors is my thing.
I like
I
that.
don't like the candles. They come out apple cinnamon, all that stuff. I don't like those.
You don't like the
pumpkin,
spice?
pumpkin,
Apple
nah,
spice.
bro, nah.
No.
I can't do that. I just like the environment, Christmas time to be together with people and that, man. Honestly, I'd love to have a date around Christmas time because there's so much to do, bro.
That's true. When you gonna take me on a date?
But
Come on.
you say when and where, and I'll be there.
Hey, I'm over throwing something.
But yeah, there's lots to do during the cold. But anyways,
I like
off
the
with
cold.
our rant with cold and hot and all that good stuff.
Yeah. All right. So let's dig into the topic of today. So I'm gonna ask you some questions. Start us off. Essentially,
Let's do it.
What's someone in your life that's made the biggest impact, made the biggest difference in your life?
I would say, bruh, you guys. I think you guys have made a. No, don't cry. Don't cry. It's okay. It's okay, brother. Don't cry. I think with you guys, like I've been able to experience a healthy friendship
Really?
without having to go party or having to go do all kinds of stuff, because that's what it used to be. I used to, I'm a people person, and with that, I desire relationships with people, but
Yeah, I feel
not
that.
every relationship with every person is always the healthiest. And
Yeah.
then I think with you guys, I found that time where there was fun times, but also growth, because we supplement each other in so many ways.
That's
And I
100%.
truly,
100%.
yeah, like we're constantly teaching each other, loving on each other, showing grace to one another. And I think that I value that in friendships. And so you guys have been a great influence in my life. But I would also say Pastor Gary. Pastor Gary, for you guys who don't know, he was in an episode a while back speaking about fatherhood. He made a big difference in my life. Crazy amount of a difference in my life. And I think with him and his guidance, and then also him encouraged me to lean on to you guys in areas, really made a big difference.
Come on. Ooh, that's good.
And of course, my family, they've had a big influence on me too.
100%.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
big time.
Definitely.
Mom, dad. my brother, my sister-in-law, everybody, you know.
Shout out to the Escobedos.
Shout out to the Escobedo family, you know. Love them. Much love to you guys.
Sorry.
All right, Danny, what you got?
All right, Danny.
All right, so I think that some people that has made the biggest difference in my life were people like, well, obviously I got my family, right? Mm-hmm. But I know that and my father, my connected father. But some of the biggest people that truly made a big impact in my life were people like Jason Cowart.
Yeah.
Which is the youth pastor.
Good man.
Has now a church in, where is it?
Dayton,
Texas. Freedom Church.
Come on.
Look them up.
Shout out.
There.
Shout out. Good stuff. Yep.
Okay, I can say that. Jason Cowart, he basically helped me to actually, he actually saw potential in me and called it out. And I cried in front of him. Because of it. I never, you know what I'm saying?
It's the beauty of it.
Another guy is Pastor Stephen Warnock. Ooh! He's the lead pastor of New Covenant Church.
Amen. Gotta love that guy.
Salute to the man.
Made the biggest impact because he called things. He actually gave me some of the biggest opportunities that I had to grow, and is still speaking into my life still to this day.
Oh.
Another guy is basically I had brothers as well. Brad Fountain, Gary Pace as well.
Gary Pace,
These guys have made the biggest difference in my life as well by speaking words into me. You guys have made some of the biggest difference in my lives by sticking next to me, showing me what true friendship. Again, I would agree with you.
Come on.
What true friendship really looks like. I ain't never had bros like this before.
That's big. Hey, dap him up. Dap him up.
Teacher. But. And also a couple other people, honorable mentions, you know.
I didn't get to go through an honorable.
Oh,
dang.
No, my bad. It's just that
Go.
These are men who truly impacted me, like Pastor Paul. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Paul.
That legend. Pastor Paul, Pastor Chuck, the founder of our church. And then a couple other people that I've never actually never met them before, like John Maxwell, Dr. Miles Monroe. These men, basically all of them have refathered me, which is the key to, I think that they refathered me. Basically, they helped me grow into who I am today and how I think and how I perceive things and so forth. And if there's anybody else that I missed, I apologize. There's
many.
There's so many, but these are some few people that have completely made a difference in my life. They've mentored me, and they invested themselves into me, and I just can't forget them. I can't forget them at all. And I love you guys.
That's
like,
good.
For real.
Yeah.
You can continue on with your list.
I don't think I have.
Oh, no,
I
continue. Keep going, bro.
I want to give Johnny the spotlight.
Spotlight? Nah. I'd say for me, man, y'all chill.
Where my shades at? Man, I lost.
I swear. You lost them?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Johnny.
I'd say for me, I'd say a big one would be Pastor Jason. Just huge impact. I think without him in my life, I really wouldn't have opened up to leadership as much as I have in my life. I really owe a lot. Just a huge shout out to Jason. I love him so much. He was a father figure for me.
Yeah.
He was a brother. He was someone who, at that time, I was hurt by so much leadership.
Yeah.
Because of just lack of neglect and people weren't there for me. And it's nothing against the church or anything, but it's just, there were some people that came through my life that took me serious and then walked out the very next day.
It happens.
And it's like,
It happens.
it sucked. And for him, he came in and I opened up, and he opened up a reality to me I just didn't see in myself. And it's like, I really owe a lot to him and my father and so many other people I can mention, but really Jason kicked off that journey for me.
Yeah, bro.
And I'd say the same as y'all have. Like, y'all two have been a huge inspiration in challenging me and growing me. I love y'all both, and I'm super thankful to have y'all in my life. Again, it's the people in your life that really draw out the true you a lot of times. And so it's having the right people too around, but I can't thank y'all enough. Like, I owe y'all everything. That's the reason we do this podcast, though, is because we're here to take ourselves to the next level and pour into other people and share the journey.
I appreciate you, bro. Yeah.
Man, I just missed it because I just got to know Pastor Jason right before he left.
That's
man.
true.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
He
Incredible
was
dude.
the one that let me get into the youth ministry.
Yeah.
And now because of that, I'm able to lead in a
Yeah, it's
bigger
true.
aspect. But right before he left, like he was kind of pushing me to be into that leadership role. So I just missed it, bro. Dang. I'm gonna cry in the car. Anyways, no, don't.
Bro. Okay, so I look at it as you guys probably already guessed, maybe, potentially, maybe not. But today's topic is what?
Mentee and mentor. Sorry, we did it backwards. Mentor, mentee.
Mentor and mentee, what it takes to be a mentee, which is all three of us have been mentees in the past. And I'm pretty sure that we are mentors now to this day.
Yeah.
So I just want to read a stat at the National Mentoring Partnership, especially in today's society with having to do with mentoring. Check this out. Let me know what you guys think. While many young people benefit from mentoring relationships, the fact that more than 1 in 3 young people told us, now they actually said this, they told us that they had never had a mentor, exposes, had never had a mentor. This exposes the phrase in our community fabric as a society. Too often we leave this mentoring relationships, powerful human connections, to chance. That it just happens by chance. It doesn't happen on like you actually choose to do this. What comes to your mind with this?
Dang.
Wow, many young people.
It's like you're just
1 in 3 young people told us they never had a mentor.
Yeah, so people just expect to walk into a reality.
Yeah,
and not choosing that reality. Dang.
Now for us 3, did it happen by chance or did we actually choose to be?
A lot is for me. I was seeking that. For me, I chose it. I went after it.
Yeah. I think for me, I think that a chance is a possibility.
Yeah.
I don't think that we should negate that or take that out the equation. But at the end of the day, it's the choice that you make from then on. And so I think that it happened by chance at being with, I think Danny really helped introduce me to a lot of people to begin with. Yeah. And then from there, it was a choice of deciding to step forward to be mentored at that time.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think it organically happened for me.
Yeah.
So it was from my perspective, probably a chance, but from the mentor's perspective, could have been because he chose me. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't see that side.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't see that side. So for the mentee, it could have been a chance. Like, whoa, he chose me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, I can't believe he wants me to hang around him. That's a pretty stinking awesome thing, especially somebody that you look up to. Yeah. But the mentor, on the other hand, which we'll be talking about today, is one he probably chose. Or sometimes we organically, either way, sometimes you organically become somebody's a mentee and you become a mentor, or sometimes it's by choice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but now in today's society, 1 in 3 young people don't have mentors. Even adults don't have mentors as well. That's what I'm seeing across the board. Now, I want to hit 6 different topics, and then I want to talk based upon each one of those. Yeah. Okay? And I know we've actually talked about all of these. So what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to talk about why we don't reproduce people, leaders, or mentor people in today's society, how the mentee should respond to the mentor. Okay. We're going to talk about how to select a mentor, finding a mentor questions to ask yourself, and principles for mentoring. So we're going to talk to the mentors as well. And also we're going to be talking about how to actually mentor application.
Let's go.
We're going to talk about all of this stuff here in this podcast. So
let's do it.
Let's just dive in. Yeah. So why don't we reproduce leaders is the first question, right? Why don't we create mentors? One of them was because we replicate the poor leadership habits of others. Okay. Can you speak into that?
Poor leadership would replicate the poor leadership of others. So, and you're meaning like the lack of creating more mentors. So essentially, leadership doesn't see an opportunity to develop someone into who they are. They're just creating a following behind them. So it's not reproducing themselves. It's creating a following for themselves. And I wonder if that's lack of they not knowing how to, or is it the heart behind it is to have followers and not leaders?
Potentially. We replicate the poor leadership habits of others. Basically, why we don't reproduce is because people don't have the habits to mentor people. It's not in their nature. They don't naturally do it, so they leave it to chance. The next one is we lack good models and mentors. I would say that's true.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad. I think there's a lot of people who want to give feedback and want to help people and pour into people, but they don't necessarily have this stuff.
Oh yeah,
the
like character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We lack formal training. Sometimes you just don't know how to mentor a person.
And I think that's the basic essential that one of the things that I think we should all know. You know?
100%, which is the reason why we're going to be talking about it here in this podcast.
Which is crazy because to think what is like a multi-billion-dollar industry is self-help books.
Oh, 100%.
Like it's just ridiculous how many self-help books. And to think people who don't even pick them up, who are trying to mentor and coming from a lack of knowledge and understanding. That's like where are you at, bro? Like what are you doing?
100%. The fourth one is we lack the confidence to delegate power. Some people just don't want to give power away. They think that if you give too much, have you seen that?
I think society holds on to power a little too much.
Yeah.
They that's their status. Like that's what makes me is by having power. And I think that at some of those points, it definitely becomes challenging to just delegate because all the power has to remain within myself
100%.
is what they think. And it's, shouldn't be that way.
At that point, I think that's more of an identity crisis at that point. Insecurity.
Yeah,
it's like, why do you have to have it all to yourself kind of thing,
I think all of us had to work through that at a time in our lives.
Yeah, definitely. There's a sense for me. It's like I had to exchange what I was doing to let someone else step in.
Yeah.
And that was like kind of nerve-wracking because it's like I trust myself to do something. Now I'm trusting someone else that I poured into to take a responsibility and do something on their own. Well, it's like that's in a way, an extension of me. And so if he reflects poorly, now that reflects poorly on me. But that was a wrong mentality. Yeah. That was unhealthy. I think that's something to mention. It's like, what are unhealthy things to look out for in a mentor? I'll dig into later.
Yeah.
Let's see where we go with this. Okay, so the next one is we lack we lack power, the power of letting go of power. That's whenever you actually just let go of the responsibility that you had. I remember I had a few incidents whenever I was in charge of something, and then next thing you know, there was another person comes in, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should give it away. But you really have to be secure in yourself and in the Lord in order to give something away. Yeah. I know a statement that I learned is that little people keep power, but great leaders and great people give it away.
Yeah. And that just reflects something I'm thinking about is in our church where we saw the senior pastor pass the baton off.
Oh, that was a great
to his son. It's like that's just incredible.
Yeah, I remember that.
Legit.
And so it's powerful to see that as the highest leadership in the church that we have. Like he passed it on. Like that's a huge step. So it's like how much should we be stepping up to pass on the baton that we are carrying? Like when's the point in time, like you noticed, where you had to pass that on?
It's the word succession.
Yeah.
You ever heard that word before? Succession, basically, is somebody to succeed you. Did you know that succession is the only word with success in it?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Well, it's successful. No.
Succession.
I get what you're saying.
So you're only successful when you pass on the baton.
Yeah.
What you've been working on for 40 years, and you pass it on to somebody else.
Dang.
Bruh. Or the lifestyle that you're living.
Yeah.
It doesn't even need to be an organizational thing. It means your current state of life. Are you passing that on to other people? Yeah. The next one is we put paperwork before people work.
Ooh, bro, man. Take a look at the businesses that put paperwork before people work, bro.
Yeah. Where's customer service right there?
and they only reach a certain mark.
Oh,
a
yeah.
certain
That's
threshold.
true.
Once they hit that threshold with the paper, they can never go farther than that. But they don't realize that sometimes people can take some of these businesses a little bit farther, or they could do things a whole lot differently when you allow them to be an importance in that aspect, because some people are like, if we could just increase sales, well, how about your customer service to begin with?
Yeah.
How about taking care of the people that you have at the time rather than just, always thinking about pushing money or pushing the agenda, And I think, and not only that, you create a good culture. So
yeah, I think it's the value of for what we're talking about, like mentors. It's that the eye on the outside looking in. And so how can I see everything in my life that I don't see? Like what's the issues in me that I don't see that could be adjusted or fixed?
Yeah.
That person on the outside can help me adjust and fix the things I'm doing just as well.
100%. Along with that, something that I always remind myself is that I manage schedules. I manage schedules and sheets and spreadsheets, and I manage this. but I always develop people. I don't manage people. I develop people.
Yeah.
I always try
People
to keep
first.
that in my mind. So that way I will know it's a value of mine to make sure that people always come first.
Yeah.
And not people to manage. They're not cattle to manage. They're people to develop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The next one is the absence of affirmation. We don't
Absence.
reproduce leaders or create mentors because of the absence of affirmation. We're not affirmed to do it. Like, we're not encouraged to do it. Hey, yo, go do it.
Yeah.
Go reproduce somebody else. We're not told that a lot. The next one is no room for mavericks. Basically what that means is when someone better than you comes in
Yeah.
and you don't like that.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, we can't have this guy around here because he's too good. He might replace my job. Might replace me. Does that sound
So
familiar?
then it becomes a threat, and then next you know you're competing, you're unhappy, and then that person becomes your threat and ends up being, rather than using their strengths, you're pushing against it.
And
So-
thus maybe even being
At that point, it does kind of become a little bit of a selfish kind of ambition kind of thing, because I am trying to, like, say me and Danny were in that position, and he was better than me. Well, if we're looking at for the good of a business, a company,
The
a
vision of
team,
the-
like anything like that, why wouldn't I want him to come,
Yeah, this
At that
way-
time, you got to...
Man, you got to be really, really secure
That's a
in yourself.
self-check. Like, that'll put you in check real quick. And
Check yourselves, man.
Yeah.
Check yourselves.
Yeah.
The last one's dictatorship and decision making. Basically, they make all the decisions. They don't let anybody else make decisions.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the one that makes all the choices here. I'm not going to have anybody else come in.
Dang.
These are pretty straightforward reasons why we don't reproduce. Now, the next thing is knowing all of these things is we need to try to avoid these and really secure ourselves in God and who we truly are and get ourselves and get healed in our identity instead of dealing with this, because lack of knowing who you are can truly affect everything that you see, your
So
perspective, your
much.
interpretation of life.
So much.
So you got to get some healing, man. After anything, you need to find yourself a mentor. So the next list is how we should respond to the mentor. I want us to talk about this, but to see what's it a benefit to the mentee to submit to the mentor? Okay, the first one is the mentee must submit to the mentor. Why is that a benefit? Why is that important?
Because
To be a mentee, you must submit.
in order to grow, you got to listen. You got to learn.
Yeah.
That's the biggest flaw that I had growing up, is the inability to sit and learn and handle criticism, constructive criticism. Because always I thought, man, you don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. And this person could have already been there, done that 20 times. But I'm like, I know better, you know. And the reason I'm still stuck in my mess is because I keep doing it my way.
Yeah.
And so it's always good to submit, to listen to the mentor. If you're really trying to get better in your life or something like that.
Otherwise, you're not a mentee. You're just someone listening to someone else say something that you'll never listen to.
Yeah.
You're just, at that point, you're thinking about being a mentee, because you're not a mentee. You know, you're thinking about it.
100%.
You're kind of gauging and see it. Let me try it. Let me see what it look like. You know,
Remaining teachable in that position to submit yourself. It's not submission until it feels like submission either.
Oh, yeah.
That's something I heard from Tim Ross. That's thinking legit. Unless it feels like you're submitting, bro, you ain't submitting. So it's gonna stink, but it's gonna grow you into the person you're supposed to be.
It will.
The second one is the mentor is acting in the best interest of the mentee. So we have to think that the mentor is actually doing it in our best interest.
Yeah.
He's not taking advantage of us.
yeah.
That's something that I know that I truly had to think the whole time. The next one is must be willing to accept the mentor's counsel.
It's a big one.
Yeah. Gotta
When
receive it.
Whenever he gives you counsel.
Not too much pride, man. You got to be able to.
Boy.
That's a big one, bro. That's a big one. Because at that point, again, what are you doing if you don't want to accept your mentor's counsel?
Yeah.
You don't want to be mentored.
You don't want to change. You don't want to grow. You don't want to see yourself in a new perspective or a new world.
Yeah.
Like, you want to stay the same? Is that what you're saying?
You just want to hear what you want to hear at that point.
Yeah.
Give me what I want to hear, not what you are trying to tell
It's like
me.
tickle my ears, like a scripture says.
Oh,
Tickling of the
yeah.
ears. Boy. The fourth, mentee must never abuse the privileges and opportunities offered by the mentor. Don't take advantage of the mentor's opportunities, like going behind his back and trying to make a name for yourself behind his back and try to overthrow him.
Yeah.
I had to, actually, I don't think I ever really dealt with this. I just knew that, it wasn't, like, they're taking time out of their day, out of their schedule to meet with me.
Yeah.
And it's such an honor to be in your presence as a mentee. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to take advantage of you. I'm just going to listen. If anything, I'm just going to be quiet. And I'm just going to listen to you because you're way further than I am, and I want to be where you are, or I want what you have. So it's an honor that you would even take the time to be with me. So I'm not going to take advantage or abuse the privileges and opportunities that he gives me.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm going to say yes a lot.
Exactly.
The scariest mess, though, too. I'll tell you that.
I agree with that. One thing you said, I think the perspective should be is that, and I think you should keep it like this, is like you have something that I am wanting. And because you want that, you're going to be more willing to submit and to listen and to grow and to accept their counsel. Because in all reality, when I wanted to go towards somebody like Pastor Gary for mentorship, I wanted something that he had, his wisdom. I wanted, bro, and I also knew the kind of man he was. I want that. And so it's just like when I had that, more willing to listen. Yeah. That don't mean it stung a little bit whenever you hit me with them facts.
Yeah,
you know?
For real.
Tell me about myself, but it's just like, okay, I want to be where you're at. So let me,
And a lot of times they want to build you up, not just to get you to become the best you can be, but also majority of the mentors and people I have in my life want me to grow to be better than they are.
Oh, yeah.
And that to me is a healthy leader is when they want to not only take you to your next level, but they want to use their platform so that you can step on top of theirs and grow beyond.
Which is the reason why we need to keep that the mentor is acting in the best interest of ourselves. Yeah. It's very important for us to understand that and to ingrain it. Another one is that the mentee must initiate pursuit of the mentor. A lot of people believe that the mentor is always chasing us down. No, it's the other way around. We're supposed to be going after.
You got to want that change.
Initiate it. Yeah. Too much. Like, for real. I'm like, I have a few mentees, and I think one of them was like, I was waiting for him to text me, right? And I text him, hey, how are you doing? This and that, et cetera. And they're like, oh, well, I'm just here and just this. When are we meeting next? And I'm like, why didn't you ask me sooner? He was like,
we could have been did that.
We could have met a while back. You should have texted me. He was like, oh, well, most of the time they just didn't know. They don't know how to be mentees.
Yeah.
Biggest reason, but we're telling you now, like, to be a mentee is always initiate. I remember whenever I pursued Pastor Stephen and Pastor Jason, I always initiated going after him. At least I tried. Sometimes they were busy, but I didn't take it personal at those times. Yeah. But the mentee must initiate pursuit of the mentor. Number 6, the mentee should harness the power of questions.
Yeah. Yeah, you better be good at asking questions.
If not, look up John Maxwell's Great Leaders Ask Great Questions.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome book to learn how to ask questions, because questions are going to be some of the doorways in order for more opportunities in the future. Learning how to ask questions. I remember I always showed up with like 26 questions on my phone, and I'm like, so what you got today? Well, do you have something planned? To the mentor, because I'm a mentee, and he was like, no, not really. I was like, do you have any questions? I was like, yes, I do. 25. I'll start at the top. Which one you want? What I wrote them in topics. Yeah. Bible, life. Yeah. It could talk about anything.
Yeah, that's good. And there's a person we all know. His name Milton Houston. Guy's incredible asking questions. And I love it. And that's something I constantly encourage him, because he's probably one of the best people I know in the world that's ever asked questions like he does.
Yeah, he does. Number 7, the mentee must invest personal resources in pursuit of the mentor. I remember one of my mentors told me a specific book to get, and I didn't know what I was expecting. I purchased the book myself, so I invested into it. You know what I'm saying? Most people expect that the mentor to purchase the book for the mentee. I don't really agree with that, because let me tell you why. It's because if you don't pay for it, it costs you nothing. Yeah, it's got to cost you something in order for you to find it valuable. For the reason why all my mentees, I have them purchase their own books, because it's got to cost them something.
Yeah.
Because if it ain't cost them nothing, then they won't read it.
They ain't got no skin in the
They
game.
ain't got no skin in the game or investment into it.
And I think it's easier to quit at that point.
Oh,
if you're not
100%.
investing, it's easier to quit.
It's like,
because you
I
ain't
just-
putting no effort into it.
Yeah, and these books are like $26 or so, and etc. That's
a book
investment,
alone,
bro.
a book alone, especially when you get to buying several books, hundreds of dollars.
I got a library right now.
He sure do.
Yes.
Talking about 2,000 grand worth of books in his,
Don't be coming in my house, man. I got a bat, and I got some cats in the back. They ain't even my cat. I think they're the neighbor's cat.
So I forget the gold and all the money.
Here's the
It's those books.
mentee. The mentee must never compete with the mentor.
No,
You
you're
can
there
never
to-
learn from somebody
Bro,
you're jealous of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're there to learn, not to compete.
Must never take the mentor's advice or criticism personally. Now, I remember one time, I think it was Pastor Stephen. What he told me was like, "Hey, Danny, the pants that you're wearing and the shoes that you're wearing and the shirt that you're wearing, don't wear that next week. Wear something else. Wear something nicer and etc." The reason is because I didn't know at the time, but he just told me to do it. But he was telling me because we were live online and I was leading worship, and it was for the public view and what they're showing. So I didn't take his criticism personally. I knew that he was thinking in the best interest of me.
Trying to protect you
Trying
too.
to protect me,
Trying to
make
make you
me
look good.
well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he cares about me.
Yeah.
So I think whenever mentors give us advice or criticism, that's if they're a good mentor. Now, we're going to talk about a good mentor in just a second, what they should be doing for you guys that are going to be mentors. But I don't take their criticism and advice personally. I try not to. Sometimes if you're an emotionally immature, it can be hard to do that.
Yeah. And that's being healthy. That's being a healthy mentee at the end of the day. Now, if you have an unhealthy mentor, you may just have to be wary of that. But majority of times, if you look to a mentor, you find someone you're going to chase after that's going to help you grow to your next level, they're looking out for you with their best interest in mind for you to see you succeed and be the best you can be.
100%. Must never be jealous of the mentor's success of what they've accomplished.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did to get to where they are. If anything, I should stop asking, "Can I have what you have?" and just ask them what did it cost you to get
I like
there.
that.
That's the way that I would ask it now, knowing what I know now. Back then, I would have asked, what can I get? How can you get what can I have that? But now that I'm at this age, I'm thinking now, what did it cost you to get to where you are? And they've told me, and boy, it's a cost. But that's the law of sacrifice in leadership.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's going to cost you. There's a sacrifice that needs to be
yeah.
done for everything. So must follow instructions even if it demands personal sacrifice.
Sacrifice is what develops you as a true leader too.
Yeah.
Because you know what it took for you to get there, and then also it just develops your character in a big way.
Oh, 100%.
The sacrifice,
And your perspective.
yeah, there's so much benefit that comes from sacrificing in so
It
many
does.
areas. So
Then that last one here is must be honest in the relationship with the mentor. Just have to be completely honest with them with everything that's going on in your life and etc. There's been a time where I tried to hide some stuff, and they basically pulled it out because the Holy Spirit was speaking to them. That boy saw right through me.
Yeah.
And I just started bawling at that moment. But no, completely be honest in relation. Ever since then, I just started being honest. If anything, it's better to be honest in the mentor, so that way he can protect you.
Yeah.
That's one of the benefits of having a mentor is they can protect you. And they can rescue you, and they can help you, and they can save you. And not saying that if you spend money and you make a stupid choice, they're gonna save you. No, you're gonna suffer the consequences for the dumb choice you made. But they'll always have your back.
yeah,
Yeah.
So Arnold, I want you to go over this list, which is in selecting a mentor.
Okay.
How to select a mentor, and what are you looking for? Go ahead, Arnold.
So number one, in selecting a mentor, who loves you,
When looking for a mentor, you're selecting a mentor who actually loves you.
genuinely loves you,
Genuinely
cares for
loves
you, not for anything in return.
That's the best kind.
Yeah. Number two, who will receive no personal gain from your submission.
Who's not going to who's not going to take advantage of what I'm doing for him, but he genuinely loves me, and he's not going to get personal gain from what I'm doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number three, who is committed to your success more than you are. Who's
So-
committed? Yeah.
so-
Who is committed to your success more than you are?
So a person who is like basically who cares about my success, like he cares more about the success. You know,
Pretty much, it's like I see you winning before you see yourself winning.
yes.
So it's
yes.
just like, and I want you to get there.
Yeah.
You don't see it yet, but I see it. You know, so I see you winning before you even see yourself
I
winning.
think that's one of the biggest things my mentors have done. They cared so much more about what I could be, right, before I was even there.
Before you can even
And
see it.
and they're pushing me and giving me constructive criticism so much because they believe in me and they love me and they want me to get there. And
Yeah.
the only way they can do it is through this pressure.
Yeah.
So in the moment, it sucked. I'm not gonna lie to you as a mentee, but knowing that what I know now, oh my goodness, I am so thankful and grateful for what they've said and done and so forth.
Number 4, who has passed the 3 crucial tests. Number 1, appetite. Number 2, fame and popularity. Number 3, power.
Basically, a mentor who basically appetite, meaning that like they're like, for example, let's just say they're an addiction. They've actually surpassed an addiction, or they're able to get through that and surpassed it. Fame and popularity, basically people pleasing. They're not there to please everybody. They pass that too. And then power, one who doesn't like control. It doesn't matter about control.
That's good.
If they can pass those 3 tests, they're a good mentor.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find them now in our society today.
Yeah.
Number 5, who is secure in their leadership.
Someone who is just completely secure in themselves and just know who they are. And sometimes there might be some insecurities within themselves, but they know how to hold it down
Yeah.
and keep it good.
Number 6, who is or has been where you want to go. Yeah. It's kind of one of those things that I said earlier. It's like, I want what you have, or I've seen you been there before.
Yeah.
I want to get there, you know. So, number 7, who has access? Who has?
To those. Who has access to
who
those.
has? Sorry, you left off the H
I love
there.
that. Bro, I can't spell.
Who has access to those whom you need to know? The connections.
The connections.
Yeah.
You know.
Sweet. Number 8, who is willing to teach you everything they know.
Yeah. Not holding nothing back.
Yeah.
Holding nothing back.
Everything I know is now yours too.
Come on.
I'm your resource kind of thing. Yeah. So, finding a mentor questions.
This is like a self-reflection questions.
Okay, self-reflection questions. My bad.
Ask yourself these questions in finding a mentor. This is what
Okay.
you ask yourself.
Number 1, does the mentor have credibility? What do other people say? What have they done? You know,
Yeah.
does this really hold up? You know, like people say, will this hold up in court kind of thing?
yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Is he walking what he's teaching, speaking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walk the walk, talk the talk. Or how's it go? Walk the
Walk the walk, talk the talk.
walkie talkie.
Yes, that's
Walkie-
what
There we go. Number 2, is the mentor's strengths compatible to yours?
That's something I truly started paying attention to now. Is the mentor that I have, are my strengths and giftings the same as his? Because it makes a difference. I start hanging around
Yeah, it
teachers.
definitely helps. Yeah.
It really does.
That's true. Okay, yeah, I see that. Number 3, does the mentor reproduce others or other leaders?
That's a big one because I heard this, and I heard that the greatest measurement of leadership is the reproduction of leaders. If the person is not reproducing any other leaders,
That's also part of their credibility.
that's part of their credibility as
That's
well.
a good way to gauge these
That
people.
is.
What's their credibility like?
So if the person has credibility, they're walking the talk, talking the talk. If their strengths match yours, or what they're doing when it matches what you want to do, or their lifestyle matches what your lifestyle wants to be, and does the mentor reproduce other people? Because if they're not reproducing other people, then how are they going to reproduce me? So now, whenever it comes to mentoring people, I know how you guys have had mentees, right? And you've mentored people. You know what I'm saying? So these are just some principles for you, for the mentor now, to do whenever you're mentoring people. I want you guys to speak a little bit into this on how you guys did this kind of thing and how it benefited the mentee and how you guys handled it. Like the first one is be honest with correction and praise. I'm always honest with correction and praise because I want them to know the truth.
Yeah. It's, I think one big thing, and I probably am a little extreme on this on sometimes.
You're very extreme.
I am extreme, but I don't want to give false praise. I want to be very honest and real. When they do a good job, like I'm gonna be real with them. That way they know I'm being serious, and that way they can receive it. And there's a guy I spoke this with, and I told him he's doing a fantastic job. He knew that was special. Like he knew it was important because he knew I wasn't extra fluff. This isn't me hyping you up. It's me saying, for real, bro, you did a good job. Yeah.
And I think if there's no honesty with correction or praise, that's a limitation.
Yeah.
I think that if I do not correct you when you're doing something that you probably shouldn't, as a mentor, like,
what are you doing?
I think that I'm not leading you correctly, and I think
I'm here so you can help me get better. And if you don't correct me with honest correction and praise, and just let me get away with it, then how am I going to be growing?
Yeah. And be sure to bring that praise. I think one for easy for me is I can always see the negative, so I can correct a lot and I can speak a lot on the things I see that's wrong. What I had to learn the most is being a mentor to my mentees. That I have to praise them. I have to acknowledge it. And so many times I would correct him, and I'd see something change in the next week, and I'd praise him, give him time. Hey, bro, dude, what we talked about last week, you nailed it this week. Love it.
It's good. I remember what I usually stick to is I give constructive criticism in private, and I give praise in public. That's one thing that I always do. I never want to bash them in front of other people.
Yeah, that's good.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You could do that anywhere, honestly.
Yeah.
Give them recognition and praise. Basically what you were just talking about. Like, recognize them and be for anything that they do.
Yeah, for
be like,
sure.
hey, bro, I saw what you did. Even though it's the smallest little thing.
Yeah.
That nobody really cares about.
Recognize
But you know because you're the mentor.
Yeah.
The next one is have perspective of people. Basically have a vision of the need of their future. Basically, whenever I have the mentee, I have to see that I have to keep reminding them or see that they're going to impact the future somehow.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to believe in myself because you wouldn't invest your time into somebody that you don't see a future in, which every person that we mentee we should see that at all times.
And that's something that's important. I think for me, I've been able to engage with my mentees. A lot of times they come with this big idea of what their vision and heart is. And it's like, okay, let's scale it back, look at the basics. But later down the road, I'll bring that back into context. It's like, hey, that vision you had, you're getting one step closer now to it. Like, where are you going? Or, hey, you're getting a little bit sidetracked. Is the vision you had that we spoke at the very beginning, that big dream, is that still the goal? Yeah? All right, let's get back on track then.
The fourth one.
Manage things and develop people. Oh, wait.
I actually said that a little while ago.
My fault.
No, you're good.
We skipped the third one.
Did we?
Yeah.
No, we already did that one.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Have a
Come on, bro.
perspective of people.
Okay,
Some
manage.
dyslexia,
Okay,
bro.
yeah. My bad, bro. Manage things and develop people. Okay.
That's a big one because I don't want to treat people like cattle. Like I could just move them around this and that without taking in consideration how they feel, what they think. Because I remember I was in a position of like that where they just moved me around and I felt like just a tool to be used. And I didn't.
Yeah.
And it made me, the morale went down. And I couldn't do the job that I was supposed to be doing at effective level because I felt like I was just being used and they didn't recognize me. Mentoring happens in association, not instruction. I actually hang out with my mentees. I bring it to my house, and we play video games sometimes because they like video games, and that's just the way to connect.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's board games, sometimes it's conversation, sometimes it's a movie, sometimes it's ice cream, sometimes it's just chilling with them during lunch. I actually put the effort to meet with them and bring them into my home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not by instruction, so I'm not just teaching them a bunch of stuff. It's by modeling them my life, something to emulate.
Yeah.
That's good.
Fifth, sixth one.
People are opportunities, not interruptions. Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
What, bro?
Like you about to say something good, but you don't.
No, I was just waiting on y'all.
I can't even
I
think.
guess
I'm trying to keep back. I don't want to talk too much. So basically, every person that I come into contact with, they are not an interruption to my time. They are an opportunity. Every person, no matter if I'm on my way to somewhere real quick, I have to remember or excuse myself politely, being like, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Not be rude and just surpass people. The last one here, make room for others to make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's a big one for, I know quite a few people that I know, is because they are like, they don't allow people to make mistakes. And that's where people grow, is when they make mistakes and their failures and so forth. So we're going to end it with this last one. Okay. So this is the application part. Basically how you guys and how we can basically enlarge people's lives as we mentor people. And there's a few things that you can do. Like the first one is see their potential first. See what they could do, what they could be. The second one is cast a vision for their future. I remember we had a young lady here in my living room. Me and my wife were mentoring, and we asked her questions like, hey, do you find value, and do you feel important? Do you feel like you have purpose? And she was like, no, on everything, completely down. And we were like, okay, what do you like to do? She was like, well, I guess I like dancing. I was like, okay, that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But the next thing you know, she mentioned something else about coffee. I was like, okay, what about this? What if you have a coffee shop, a business coffee shop, and you have a dance studio in the back? And at the same time, you're bringing ladies in to teach them about Jesus, to tell them, to help them in their lives and how they can become successful. Okay, we didn't think anything of that. We just cast it, and we were like, we could see you completely doing that. Turns out, she texted us later, like a year and a half later. Turns out she started the business coffee shop. Ooh. She got herself a dance studio, and then she started bringing girls in.
Dang,
that's the power of stinking casting a vision for people's future.
Yeah.
Tap into their passion is the next one. Tap into what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
The next one is address character flaws. If there's anything that's going on in their life, address those flaws. The next one is what?
Focus on their strengths first.
Focus on what they're strong at first, not their weaknesses, but focus on that. The next one is what?
Oh, you locked it.
Snap.
It said develop.
Come on, bro.
Develop them one step at a time. Don't do it all at once.
You don't know your password?
Oh, leave it alone.
Okay. Develop them one step at a time.
Sometimes we try to develop them all the way, but no, it's like, okay, one win to the next one, from glory to glory, over and over and over again. Next one.
Put resources in their hands.
This is where it's our responsibility to make sure that we have resources to give them to help them grow and etc. Number 8.
Expose them to growth opportunities.
We have to create opportunities for them to actually grow. Even if we have to come up with them out of thin air, we just have to create those opportunities for them, because it's in the game where they're going to learn the most. Humility is learned on the mat. It's not by instruction. You have to learn it in the game. So just create those.
Hey, bro, that's facts. Yep. Number 8.
Number 9.
Yeah. Teach them to be self-developers.
I'm not going to be here my whole life for you. You're going to have to learn how to grow yourself, learn yourself, and move and grow by yourself. The last one is what?
10. Commit yourself to keep producing people.
Commit yourself to continuously always keep reproducing people over and over and over again. And don't give up. That's for the mentors now. So where do you think we can draw the line with all of these things that we talked about?
You need to find the need for a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are a mentor, or you want to be a mentor, which I think we all should be at that stage, find the need for a mentee and why you should develop people and why you need to. I think that's the biggest thing is find out why you need somebody else's wisdom, knowledge, why you need to be going through the steps to get where they have been in several areas, because you want to be there too. And also, just when you're mentoring a mentee, whether you're giving the advice and giving the knowledge or you're receiving it, there's growth either way.
Yep,
definitely.
Because one, you're learning how to lead people, and then the other one is you are just learning more about yourself, more about how to lead yourself, how to listen, how to be humble, how to let go of pride, like so many things, bro. And so I think you need to find a need for a mentor, and then find the need for a mentee, somebody to mentor in that area. I think just drawing the line is just saying, I'm only as good as the knowledge that I have. But if I can get it from other people, multiple sources, my knowledge will skyrocket. So it's just like find the need for those things, you know?
Yeah. I think another thing would be is like check the health of your mentor. Or as being a mentor, check your health.
Yeah.
Are you a healthy mentor? Or is the mentor you've chosen healthy for you? Are they looking out for the things that we've spoken about? Are they looking out for your interests? Are they looking to gain something from you or to give something to you? The same for the mentor. I mean, just ask the same questions we went through.
Yeah.
See if you're doing a good job. If there may be some areas, maybe you're not giving power to your mentee. Maybe you're not encouraging them or affirming them or correcting them in a way that helps them grow to the next level. Just check yourself as well as check your mentors. Like, make sure this is a good mentor to me. Or when you're shopping for a mentor,
Yeah.
you're looking for the right one. Like, take into consideration of the health of that mentor, because they will elevate you or destroy you. And that's the same for the mentor. Is be careful. Like, you could hurt someone
Sure
that's
can.
that's given you and submitted to you. You could hurt them and destroy them. So don't be someone who hurts them. Don't be a reason that they're you're the last mentor they'll ever see.
100%.
Bro, that's tough to just think about too.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
It's a lot of accountability
I would
when you
hate to
choose
be
to be a
that
mentor.
guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro. But you can always get out.
So draw the line in the health of the leader or the mentor you choose over you. And for those who are mentors, check your health.
100%. I would say draw the line from a mentee to basically be hungry for finding a mentor and come with questions.
Yeah.
Like, go crazy, like bother the mess out of them. You know what I'm saying? Just go sticking all out. Don't like you want to squeeze everything out of this one person, everything that they have, and just ask yourself those questions to see if they're a healthy mentor or not. You don't want to just go to anybody, okay? Because they're gonna duplicate their spirit inside of you too. So make sure they have a good character and good spirit within themselves, because it's gonna get inside of you. For the mentor, I would say be a good steward of people, all times.
For sure.
Don't take advantage of them. Stick to the word of God, because they will tell you to chill out.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, it will actually protect you from people, and it will actually protect the mentees from you if you follow the word of God at all times.
That's good.
So that's where I would say draw the line is keep growing people. And mentees, get them. Mentors, steward them.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Come on.
100%. And keep producing and loving people. So
man.
this will wrap up, right?
Yeah. That's it, man. I think it's been a good topic. I love it. So if you don't have a mentor, be sure to find you a mentor. If you've grown and you learned a lot of things, become a mentor for someone. Like,
100%.
take what you have on the inside and share it with someone else out there. But we love y'all so much, and thank y'all so much for tuning in.
Much love.
Adios.
See ya.